You boys are so handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good.
All right. You all ready for this press conference?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's
Yes,
get it started
yes,
off.
yes.
Our very first question comes from Tanya Perry.
Hello. How is your dog Jim doing on the road? And how did he get that name?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Jim's doing great. He likes being on the road. I've pretty much been traveling with him since I got him, so he's pretty used to it. We swam in the ocean last night, and he threw up a bunch of salt water. And yeah, he just seems like a Jim. I think it's the only name that really made sense. So.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Haley Green.
Okay, so my question is very important. What's your go-to thing to get at Taco Bell?
That is very important.
It is. This is a big moment.
Yeah.
I don't think we've disclosed this. Maybe we have.
Yeah, we've probably talked about it, but
We have. I don't try a lot of new things, but if there's a place where I'll see something that's newer, Taco Bell's like the only place that I'll be like, I'll give it a try.
it's because really you've already had it, even if it's new,
Mhm.
because it's all the same.
It's
like
just in a
5
different
ingredients.
order
Yeah.
in which it's going into your face.
Yeah.
But the cheesy gordita crunch is one of my favorite items, and I like to put the fiery shell and replace it with the original shell. And the soft taco, just a classic soft taco taste. Something magical happens every time I get that. There's something called a chili cheese burrito, which is actually regional. It's in Ohio, but it's not in a lot of places
Yeah.
in the United States because most states have deemed it so unhealthy that they don't let you order it.
But we ask them at pretty much everyone we go to, and every once in a while they'll have it, and then we celebrate.
Yeah, do you have the chili cheese burrito? And when they say, what?
Yeah.
You just go, yeah.
Never
Sorry
mind.
about that. But if you've never had it, you should go to Ohio and order it. It's fantastic.
All right. Our next question comes from Henry Floyd.
If you could work with any artist, who would it be?
Bob Ross.
R.I.P.
You mean like work next to, like mulch,
Yeah.
landscape?
Just like
We had
work
questions for him.
work
We
construction.
wanted to
Like
clarify.
that?
No,
Okay.
we understand what he means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So Cancer was originally written by My Chemical Romance. When you decided to use that as use the cover for the album, are you actually singing about the disease itself? Are you relating cancer to you, or how you feel about certain things?
Wow.
So when we have friends over at in England, they do a magazine over there that we've kind of they've always supported us, and so we've always been down for any idea that they had. They were doing a reissue of
Yeah.
getting a bunch of bands to cover different My Chem songs,
Mhm.
and they specifically asked us to cover that song.
Mhm.
So it's not like we had every song as an option.
Oh.
So we just kind of went after it. But I think that one of my favorite aspects of that song particularly is just, I mean, man, there's nothing more emotional
It's
than
powerful, yeah.
kicking around the idea of leaving someone.
Mhm.
And it's hard to. It's a powerful thing.
Mhm.
And you can decide to ignore it or you can hit it head on. And that's what I love so much about that song. And I think that cancer as a sickness obviously represented something very specific, but also could be just a broad reason for why you have to leave someone. And the lyric, "I will not kiss you," is something that hit me very hard. And so I kind of wanted to change up the structure a little bit from the original song and kind of make that a little bit more of a chorus.
Mhm.
Not with our intentions of bettering the song, because we felt like it was perfect when it was released.
Mhm. Thank you.
Next up is escaped inmate Amanda McCloone.
Hello. My question is, what do you guys do to help spark creativity when you feel like you need some inspiration?
When Josh and I first started playing music together, one of the things that we would do was just watch other bands. We would watch other live performances, whether it's festivals or different concerts that they would have on the internet or on. There was a channel called Palladia on my. It doesn't exist anymore, but it's MTV Live. It's a little more watered down now. Used to be great. But yeah, we would eat that stuff up. What to do, what not to do, inspired on all levels when you watch another band play. And so going to shows is a very inspiring thing. I remember we went to a few shows together as just spectators. Went to a Mute Math show together, went to a Group Love show together. And it was really fun to just watch how the whole room kind of moves with live music. And it's just, I don't know, that's one way we get inspired.
Okay, thank you.
Up next is Sarah Barber.
I would like to know what the hardest part about the band suddenly blowing up and getting bigger was.
That's a good question.
The cash. The bags.
What to do with all the bags?
I'll take
We
some.
joke about the bags.
Where do you put them?
Where are all these bags? It's funny. We don't need to talk about finances. Well, so I'm offended by that question.
Yeah.
No, it is funny though when we, again, I always go back to when we started out, but we get $20 for playing a show, at a coffee shop somewhere next to a railroad station. It was loud. And we put it in the tank of our van to get to the next show. And that philosophy that we've had, as it's gotten bigger and bigger, is to whatever we make, we want to put back in the show. And that's why there's kind of crazy, ridiculous things, because we're trying to figure out how can we make the show better, how can we make the experience better. And believe me, we're extremely fortunate and lucky to be in the position that we are in, to be doing what we love for a living. One of the hard things is trying to figure out, what's next for the show? How much money can we put into it? How much energy? Obviously, all of our inspiration and our effort is fully focused on that, especially when we're done writing a record. But there's just endless possibilities. And we've learned the hard way, because we took that $20, we made it a coffee shop and put it right back into the gas tank to get to the next show. We've done that on a much larger scale. And at the end of the day, we look at each other like, you want to share an Uber home because we got nothing left. And so learning how to manage that has been kind of an interesting journey that we didn't really expect to have to tackle as things got bigger.
Yeah, and I'll say the good thing, though, is back in the day, we used to spend so much time putting a show together and preparing, but it would just be for one show. And it felt like when that show was over, it was like, man, we just worked for weeks and weeks for that show. And but as things started to grow, we then could take that one show and kind of travel all over the world. And it feels like the amount of work that we put into was a little more worth it, because we were able to do it again and again and kind of hone it every night too. So yeah, I do think that's the good thing about it, is we get to travel and get better at putting on a show every night.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, next up, we have a question from Kalei Overstreet.
Hi. If you were a chair, who would you want to sit on you?
It's a fantastic question.
Thank you. I've been saving it for a long time.
Yeah, that's good. Well, first you have to ask yourself, what type of chair would you be? You get the
Question. What
the
kind of
Barco lounger, the rocking chair, standard folding chair, cushion, no cushion,
massage chair?
massage
And either
chair.
way, you're alive and you have feelings. You're
a
conscious
chair.
of who and what is sitting on you.
Yeah, the
let's be-
possibilities are endless.
If you consider yourself a massage chair, then I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I meant.
I probably wouldn't want my dog Jim to be sitting on me.
I wouldn't sit on me.
Yeah, I mean, I think wondering what type of chair is a pretty important. I mean, if it's like a reclining and relaxing for like hours watching TV, that's gonna make a difference.
I think I'm an office chair,
Yeah.
so I'm all about business.
But you'll still swivel.
Yeah, I swivel. It's true.
Yeah.
For days. You give it one little push and it just continues to keep going and going. My whole family.
At once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Get on my lap.
Or you're just cushion.
Yeah. What about you, man? You gonna answer this or what?
I guess I.
You gonna kind
was
of
gonna
dodge
hope
and
that-
weave around it?
Yeah, I was gonna kind of hope that you would take the answer.
You can just say my family too if you want.
Well, that's what I was gonna go next, but now
I
you
ruined
answered
it.
it again.
Dang it.
So
swivel chair.
just my dad.
It's your dad. That's a great one. Thank you.
All right. Most chair metaphors ever in a room.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Sydney Lee is your next question.
Hi. What movie do you think has the best score and why?
Still laughing about this.
Still thinking about a chair, yeah.
I just picturing Bill Dunn sitting on your lap.
Yeah. But it's not my lap. It's just all
you're
you
right,
picture
you're right.
is
I
just
gotta
him sitting
change
on a
it.
chair.
I gotta picture you as a chair first before I picture your dad.
Are there any characteristics about us involved in the chair?
Does he know that he's sitting on his son?
Yeah.
Would he potentially like talk
a
poorly
regular
about
chair.
his son in front of the chair son?
Yeah, wondering where I am.
Anyway, what was your question?
Yeah.
What movie do you think has the best score and why?
I'm not gonna say it's the best one, but the one I've thought of recently is "Remember the Titans." Has a really good score, and also the songs that they picked to kind of go with it. If you get that soundtrack, it was pretty awesome. But the score itself is, you know what reminded me of it? There's a show called, I think it's either Planet Earth or Life or one of those BBC like natural shows where the intro music has the same melody. I didn't realize it at first. I'm like, I know that melody. What is that? I have to look it up. And I was trying to find it, and it was similar to the score of Remember the Titans, which after a long time of sitting there thinking, I finally connected Planet Earth to Remember the Titans. And I don't know if that answered your question or not, but
No, that answered my question.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'd go with maybe Toy Story.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I think that I watched it a lot when I was a kid, and it was just something that like it always made me happy. And yeah, it's a very well done movie in general, and the soundtrack goes perfect with it, I think.
I didn't know that about you, man.
I love it. Yeah, I love that movie.
I respect it.
Our next question comes from Brian Estes.
How you doing?
Hey.
I was just curious, what's the craziest thing you've had to endure since becoming famous?
The
The cash.
bags. We probably shouldn't let people know about those sorts of jokes.
Yeah, it is just a joke. But
The craziest thing, I guess people try to find out like where you live. That's gonna accomplish anything. It's not.
They might get your bags.
They might get my bags. You're right.
yeah, that will.
Oh man, now I'm worried.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I keep my bags at Tyler's. So you guys know.
I think. Oh man. People don't. We don't really get recognized as much as people think. I think. What do you say?
Yeah, I think it's really yeah, it's not too crazy. I don't think.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's just because we're forgettable faces, which is nice.
Normal guy looking.
I gotta get some glasses though. That might help. I don't even know who you are right now.
Yeah, it's like
Clark
the
Kent,
Yeah.
just throwing everyone off.
Yeah. Oh man, but boy, do I see better. That's a good question. I think overall, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, the positives outweigh the negatives a lot. It's fun to complain to each other about it, but we're not going to do that into a microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's too many negatives.
That's good. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, good question.
Next up, we have Stacy Benton.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. So my question is, what musician or band would you like to collaborate with in the future?
Yeah, we don't like anyone else. So it's probably someone new that you haven't heard of. Is your dad going to do any music?
I think he's thinking about it. Yeah, he's
like got like certain Latin influence he's
Yeah.
going to bring to the table.
yeah.
Excited
So-
about that. I don't know. Do you like think of something else off the top of your head that you want to ask us? Off the top of your head, card down. Like, do we like macaroni and cheese or spaghetti?
What's your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? The
Yeah,
Bachelor,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
We do. Do we watch The Bachelor? Yes, we do. We do
Yeah.
watch The Bachelor.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
And he just referenced the.
I did just reference it.
Yeah.
I'm a Luke P fan. I am. You guys need to realize this poor guy has got like 15 cameras around him, right? And he's trying to play a part. He thinks he's acting because he's trying to keep up with her. What'd you say? He's playing it hard. Well, no, he's completely out of his element. He's overwhelmed, okay? If you were to get him into a room, listen, when you watch the way that they edit it, these producers, the way they're editing this is they're trying to make him the bad guy. And so they get these other guys to talk poorly about him and everything, and they hate him, and I never want to see you again. And the proof is in his eyes. Whenever they cut to him, he always goes, "What?" Because like he's completely blindsided by the fact, like, dude, what are you talking about? And then what I love so much is if she's, dude, this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
Go? Okay, here we go.
But I do think that he should have just said if he likes spaghetti or mac and cheese.
I know.
better.
Listen,
that's all
he's
she
not-
wanted.
He's not a wordsmith, okay? He's not
Not
gonna
at all.
he's not gonna get his way out of it the way that we would. He doesn't know what else to say other than what he feels like he's supposed to say because he's got so much pressure in that situation. I feel bad for him. But also when they're like having their fight, and then they go to the castle that they're supposed to go to. His reaction, she's walking and thinking, man, I don't know if this is gonna work. She's just all worried, and he sees the castle. He's like, oh, sweet castle. Like he's not worried about it. Like I don't know. I just think that he would be all for her all the time. No, that's a coping mechanism. That's the way that he makes you think that he's got everything under control. I think he's freaking out, but he's just also kind of thinks the castle's really cool. And when the show ends, I think that's the type of guy that.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna get back together. Like he's gonna choose somebody else, then in a couple months.
Oh wow, no, that's not how the
You
show
guys should
works.
All right, let's go to our next question.
You guys should collab
Brownies.
with Luke P.
Brownies is my answer to your question.
Sorry. God.
Anna Beaver is our next question.
Hi. How much of fans' social media posts do you take into account, and do you look to see how fans react online to new music, set list changes, and just the shows in general every night?
I'm a pretty insecure guy, so I look at all that stuff.
Not a cool thing to say out loud.
Yeah, but
I love that about you, man. We get wind of stuff. What do you want us to say?
I was just curious, like how much.
what's cooler though?
What do you-
is
would
it
you
cooler
rather-
if we don't look at it?
When you
at
turn
all?
around and the question's over, will you feel better saying we see everything, or you feel better thinking, oh, they're cool, they don't see anything?
I think it's cooler to think that y'all see what goes on.
Really?
And people's opinions, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we actually follow you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah, we do. We get wind of stuff. Yeah, I like that.
You get wind.
Yeah.
All right, next question comes to us from Christian Craig.
Hi.
Hi.
This question is about 6 years in the making. What's the meaning behind your tattoos? Or what are the meanings?
Well,
several.
Yeah, there's one that's we both have matching of.
Yeah.
That we got on stage And it was like one of our first shows that we sold out in Columbus, Ohio, where we're from. And so we decided to get matching tattoos on stage because it's something that we'd never seen before. And it kind of turned out to be a nightmare. But we're proud of them, and they're on us forever. So
we have each other's names on our legs too. Mine's like higher.
Yeah, mine's pretty visible to the point where, like, if I have like jeans with holes in them or shorts, and I've noticed it like sitting on an airplane next to a stranger or something, it's very visible. It just says Tyler, and I can tell. Like, I almost want to just like break the silence and be like, hey, let me just explain this. I know you're not asking, but you're thinking, and so let me tell you about it. But that happened from a Twitter poll. The results were even. We had a kind of a bet that whoever won got to tattoo their name on the loser, and it tied. So we tattooed.
It did tie. It said 50% after 24 hours. But at the same time, if you looked at the total votes, it was an odd number. So someone won. We haven't dove all the way into the.
For you.
You did?
Yes.
That's bullcrap.
I could tell.
I'm sorry.
I could tell.
Well, didn't really get you anywhere.
No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
you saved
I'll sign
me.
either way.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, our next question comes from our photographer, Elise Hamilton.
Okay. When you started making music, did you ever expect to have such a positive impact on your fans and their lives?
Good question.
Yeah. What do you want us to say?
I don't know.
When you turn around and go back to your seat, is it cooler if we
Have a seat.
No, I think it's just a hard question to answer because, I mean, obviously we wanted to create something that had meaning inside of it, but we didn't know why at the time. We just knew that it meant something to us, and the fact that it started to transfer meaning to other people was both eye-opening and also, yeah, well, that's what music did for me. So I'm glad that our music is doing that for other people. So it was kind of a mixture of both.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that ought to do it. Thank you so much to the guys from 21 Pilots.
Thank you.